Yeah, sure.
So how do you tell? Let's say we have a child and a man. How do we tell if the man is related to the child or not?
You would do DNA tests.
Right. And what the DNA test does is test like particular like which I guess all humans share the same genes, but it would well for the most part, but it would test to see like how many genetic similarities you have. Now, Brett,
Well,
this is really
hold
important.
on, hold on. It can actually tell you exactly which one of these humans you are from, not just that you're
Yeah,
from a human.
if you do a like a really
No,
expensive one,
that's
yeah,
what it's based on is whether you're from this father or the other.
yeah, I know,
That's what
yeah,
it's
I know,
based on. We're
I
talking
know,
about very precise
I
measurements
know.
here.
So Brett, here's the deal. You even believe this, even though we disagree on stuff. We both believe in this. Every human on the planet is related uh, to some degree, right?
Back to the original human. Yes.
Right. So I would say it's an original population. You would say Adam and Eve, I would assume. So
Well, yeah, we
let's
can agree on
say,
that. Yeah.
let's say that you find two humans and they are not at all related. They literally have zero relationship. What's the only way that that's possible?
I mean, I don't know. Well, tell me the answer.
The only way that it's possible for two people to have zero relationship is if they share zero genes. That's the only way, right?
So, one came from an ape and one came from a monkey? Or what are you saying here? Hold on.
Well, the only way that two things can not have zero relation at all is if they have not a single shared gene. We know that. Now, when we look at
That's I don't
here's
think we
the
can say that clearly,
here's the
bro.
devastating part for your
That you
position.
believe. That
There
you
isn't a
believe. Right?
single living thing on this planet that we don't share at least one gene with. So that
Dude, we're
proves
all a
we are
part of this
related.
same system.
Right. So that proves we are related because that's the only thing that genetics does is that. That's the only thing it can tell us. And so that's the prediction. This is the real scientific method here. Once we figured out that there actually is a unit of heredity, a way to tell what's related to what and to what degree, we found that nope, everything wasn't there was the evidence was exactly the opposite of assuming that every single living thing was specially created differently because all life on this planet shares at least one gene, and because the number of genes, like we share more genes in common with the other apes, which is exactly what was predicted, than any other kind of mammal, and we share more genes in common with mammals than any other kind of, vertebrate, for example. Perfectly what the theory predicted. And we share more genes with any animal than we do with any fungi, and more of those than any plant. So genetics unquestionably proves that all life on this planet is related.
And you know what? I don't disagree, dude. Because listen, would you also concede that if there,
The
are you
only way
gonna
to
let me
be
finish?
related to
Okay, go ahead.
something is if you share ancestry with it.
That's not true. I don't concede that. But if you're
No,
not gonna let me
that
finish my
is
point,
true
go ahead.
because that's precisely how we determine to what degree things are related currently. That is the only thing that it does. If you're gonna turn around and be like herder common designer, that is pseudoscience. You're the one doing the pseudoscience. You're doing what Karl Popper said that Freud was doing. You're looking at the evidence we've obtained without an explanation for the evidence, and then just turning around and conjuring up something, pulling it out of your butt, this stinky, gross, terrible explanation that came out of your butt, Brett, and you're saying, oh, it's this thing that we made up. And we made it up because we have to make it up because it has to conform with what we believed in the first place.
Yeah, are you finished, man? I mean, you just put a whole lot on me.
I'm not finished, but you are.
Well, go
You're
ahead,
done.
finish
You
up.
have nothing.
Get it all out, dude.
Okay, that's all I
I
have.
mean, I don't know why you have such vitriolic anger towards me, dude. I don't
Who's
Did I
angry?
do something personally?
This red is a light. I'm not actually angry.
No, you're sitting here saying, "Oh, well, this is how you must feel," and this and this, dude. Like I've been on here, I feel like very cordial with you, trying to
No, I
have a
think you were kind of
conversation.
a jerk last time, actually.
Was I?
I think so, yeah.
I know I get a little heated, but I don't mean to be hateful.
Well,
If that's how it came off.
maybe the passion, just because I'm passionate too, the passion sort of gets targeted towards somebody, but that doesn't mean that you're actually like making fun of them or anything. And I haven't made fun of you. I said that your explanation is smelly because it came out of your butt, and I said you have no argument, but that's just because you don't. You know, I didn't
Well,
call
that's
you
no,
names
that's
or anything.
no. Listen, that is what you believe. You believe that I don't have an
No,
argument,
this is
and
what
you're
we
free to
know
believe
based
that.
on evidence.
No, that is what you believe.
No, it's what is scientifically
So you're
known
God.
based on
So
evidence.
you are the arbiter of all truth, and only what you believe is the
No,
basis of everything.
science can be done by anybody.
Science.
I didn't
Science.
invent the concept.
Well, let's-
I actually
let's go
didn't
back to
do
science.
this research. I'm just telling you about it.
Let's go back to science and what pseudoscience is. Is evolution science or not?
Yes, for
It
the
is.
reasons
So
I just gave
can you prove evolution with the scientific method? Because if not, it's
I already
pseudoscience.
did. I already did.
Well, present it to your viewers just one more time.
They were here, so I don't think I need to do that.
I don't think you can.
I think you're
because
trying
you
to
didn't-
buy time to come up with your
You
next
can't, dude. You can't
excuse.
do it because you didn't do it before. You cannot prove evolution by the scientific method. It's a
Yes, you
philosophical
can. It's been done.
world view.
No,
It's a belief
It's an empirical
without evidence.
It's an
No, it's not.
empirical worldview. It's based on evidence.
It's a philosophical worldview, not based on the scientific method.
It's not philosophy.
Su-
It's literally just
if it's
science.
if it's not philosophy, it's pseudoscience.
No, but okay.
Scientific method.
Do you think archaeology is pseudoscience?
Archaeology proves the Bible. You want to go there? I mean, I don't think you do.
Right. So how would you scientifically prove the Bible?
Well, let's see. Every single thing in the Bible matches up exactly how we've dug and found. Oh, you might not know that because it's kind of hidden.
Oh, really? And so the
Yeah,
concept
every
of
single thing.
species changing over time, when we find fossils of transitional fossils of organisms from the past,
Oh, from your-
and the fact
from
that
your
the fossil
scientific
record
method?
is composed almost entirely of organisms that don't look like the organisms that exist today, which is exactly what you would predict with evolution because species change over time. So you agree that
The
if we
pseudoscience
find
evolution,
evidence of things that happened in the past, that counts as science. There.
Just because archaeology backs up what's written in the Bible, I know that's a detriment to everybody who wants to deny the Bible. But I mean, it's great for us. We're just sitting here saying, "Hey, look, the Bible's true, and archaeology proves it, and science proves it." But you guys will say, "Oh, it's not true." Well, they must not be true then, because you said it.
Could you share
Science.
like a single archaeological find that confirms something in the Bible?
Well, I mean, let's see. For years, they said, "Oh, Pontius Pilate didn't even exist; just a made-up fake story." Well, guess
Nobody
what?
ever said that. We knew
Yes,
he
they did.
existed. Who?
They don't say it now.
Who ever said
Oh,
that?
you like to science likes to change the timeline. They like
That's
how it goes.
There are Roman
Science can
records
say
of Pontius
whatever.
Pilate. We know Pontius Pilate existed despite the Bible. I don't, that's probably not the right way to put that. But if the Bible didn't exist, we would still know that Pontius Pilate existed because there are Roman records of him.
Well, then you should be asking why the people who hate the Bible have been claiming that Pontius Pilate didn't exist just to try to disprove the Bible.
I've never heard anybody.
It's not my problem,
ever
dude.
say that.
It's-
Well, when you
it's not my
make
problem.
imaginary claims, that is your problem.
It's not imaginary. Why would I make that up, dude? Do I seem disingenuous to you? Do I seem like I just am here to lie to you? No,
No, just desperate.
I'm not desperate.
Okay.
Like, what am I desperate for?
To come
In
up
your
with
opinion.
an explanation for anything.
No. Dude, I'm just here giving my point of view on the worldview. If you don't want to accept it, that's fine. I hold nothing against you. But I mean, come on, there's things that are true and there's things that aren't. Like, let's be truthful about things.
That is how the universe works. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyways, so what are your other? Do you think?
Well, I
best
mean, are you going to
arguments
prove that
against
evolution is true?
I've already done that.
It's not true. It's a philosophical worldview. You cannot. Can you just admit that? And I'll leave.
Is
be
religion
honest.
a philosophical worldview?
It is.
Okay, so it can't be proven true. So all that stuff you said about archaeology proving the Bible was false.
It can't be proven true by humanistic standards, which is evidence without a doubt. But can it be true? Yeah, you can use philosophical arguments where the premises logically reduce down to a logically conclusion
an argument,
that makes sense.
Argument
okay?
can't prove anything. You need
They can
evidence.
be considered true if the premises line up. Okay?
Yeah,
Don't
but
play
I
stupid.
could make a counter argument, which is
Yeah, that
valid,
wouldn't
where
be
the
true.
conclusion is guaranteed by the
Look.
premises. I could make a
The
modus
premises have
ponens
to be
argument or
true.
whatever.
The premises have to be true.
Yeah, exactly. The only way you know
Right.
if the premises are true, though, is to do some sort of real world investigation. So this conversation is really over because you said evolution is a philosophical worldview that can't be proven true, but at the same time, you think that religion, which is a philosophical worldview, is proven true, and you appealed to archaeology, which is a
I never
science,
said it's proven
to argue
true.
that it can be proven true. No, you
just put
actually
words in my
did.
mouth.
No, you
I
did
didn't.
say that.
If I did say that, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I said that the philosophical religion worldview can't be proven true. That's what I said. Not like 100% evidentially fact, like humanistically.
Literally,
But if you
no
can-
idea what
if
you're
you can-
trying to argue.
You can't follow that.
No, because it's not a very
I
cogent
agree with
argument.
you, and then you say I can't even understand that.
I can't
is-
understand you. It's possible that I'm dumb, but it's possible that
I don't think you're
that
dumb.
you're not just making a good explanation of anything.
What did you say? You said it. You claim that I can't prove that evolution isn't true, but I also can't prove that
You
religion
said
is true.
evolution can't be proven true because it's a philosophical worldview, but you argued that archaeology, which is a science, proves the Bible and confirms
No,
your religion, which is definitely
listen.
a philosophical worldview.
What I didn't mean to
So
say was that
you contradict
it
yourself.
proved. Listen, what I didn't mean to say was that the archaeology finds prove the Bible 100% true. What I meant was it backs it up. It gives leans
Yeah.
evidence towards it.
Sure.
That's all. I'm
Sure.
sorry.
No, science never deals with absolute certainty when it comes to
And you
anything.
see the
but that's
double-
not what it,
the
that's not
double
what it
speak there.
means. That's not what it means
Listen.
to prove something.
Listen to what you just said, though. You say evolution is true, it's a fact, but science doesn't prove anything.
Not with 100%
What?
certainty.
Right. So it's kind of a fallacy to even. It's double
It's not a
speak, and it's
fallacy.
in the very base nature. Is you can say, "Oh, trust in the science because we have reliable evidence," but nothing we say is true. You can't fault us
It's
for it.
not 100. It's never proven with 100% certainty.
Right. We agree. That's what it claims. But it also says evolution is true. It can't be questioned.
Didn't say it can't be questioned because it's
That's
because
not what
it's a
you-
scientific because it's a scientific idea. It can be tested. It's just
But
that
that's not
nobody,
really the narrative,
especially
though.
people named Brett, have been able to find evidence that disproves it.
But let's be honest. The narrative isn't evolution can be questioned. Bring your arguments. No, it's evolution is true. It's a fact. And if you question it, you're stupid. You Bible-believing flat earther or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how it goes.
There have been tons of arguments about evolution. There was the Scopes monkey trial. There was the Dover Dover
I'm just
School
saying,
District
can we at
versus
least?
whatever in 2004, 2005, where they actually proved in the court of law. They kind of proved that evolution is true in a court of law, which is kind of funny. But they more so. I don't think that's really what they
mean,
did.
come on.
They more so proved that intelligent design is not
That's the
science.
narrative,
It's
bro.
religion masquerading as science. So
can we at least be honest and say that evolution in its being is a philosophy? It's not something that can be
No.
scientifically tested, observed, and proved.
Negative. Yeah, that's obviously false.
How?
Well, I
Explain.
already proved that evolution is true to you because we used the evidence of the way, or like genetics. We proved it with genetics.
You say it's
You
proved.
agreed with
I
every
don't have
single
to
part of
concede
that.
that. I never conceded that different kinds of animals can change into different kinds of animals, and I never
You
claimed that
conceded that
we
they
are
are
animals.
related. You conceded that they are related, and that
I did,
being related
in a
is
sense.
being
I
related is what happens when
conceded to
you are
show a gentle
related
me.
to something, and to be
Dude,
related. That was so stupid what I just said. Being related to something means that you have a common ancestor with them.
listen, as a gentleman in the debate, I conceded your point with a concession that I wasn't fully conceding that, yes, that means we're all apes and descended from one single rock that became a cell, that became a fish, that became a monkey. No, I don't concede that, and I never would, okay? What
Well,
I
then
did
you
say
don't.
was,
Then you don't see, Brett. I don't
no,
think you care about the evidence
what I did
because
concede
no amount of
to,
evidence could ever make you think that
listen,
evolution is true.
listen, what I did concede to was that, yes, since we're all under a system that we live on called Earth, that yes, we would be right to think that in our minds would find that everything would be built out of the same thing. We're all in the same thing, dude. It's not
Yeah,
rocket science.
that's a very secular, naturalist, evolutionary perspective you're taking.
Call it whatever you want. You know what I believe. Call it whatever
Well,
you
apparently
want.
you believe in evolution.
No, you like to take one single word out of what I say out of 2 hours of speaking.
I took all of your words.
No, you don't. You would never say what you just said about me if you were judging me based on what I tell you I believe. So you're just lying and saying, oh, well, I'm not lying. What kind of foul reasoning is this that you have?
The best kind.
The best kind, yeah, the one that just says, you're right. Yep, you're right. Fallacies
No,
never lie. You're
my
right.
reasoning mostly just says that
It's
you're wrong.
ridiculous. Okay, you can believe that. That's cool.
Okay, well, um, I took a bunch
Evolution is
of.
true.
I had to
You
take.
think I'm
Oh,
wrong,
hold
so
on,
evolution is true.
hold on a second.
Evolution confirmed. He believes I'm wrong.
So took a 58 part online course today about like first aid and
Today?
CPR and stuff like that.
Today
And
you did?
yeah, I did that today. And
58? Holy
yes,
cow.
it had 58 parts to it. And I think that you may actually be close to having an aneurysm here based off of my training. So I don't want to put you through any more of that. So I'm going to let you go. Have a good day, Brett.